Hi, and welcome to week 10 of the postpartum program. I am so happy you're here. If you are brand new here and just finding this video, I highly suggest going back to watch all the other videos in this series. They really are going to help lay the foundation for what we're going to get into today, as well as moving forward. But if you have been following along and you've made it to week 10, whether it is actually week 10 for you or you've just made it to this point at your own pace, welcome. I am so proud of you. You should be feeling really proud of yourself and really strong in your body at this point. And it's also a bit of a milestone week, which is really exciting. So, this point and moving forward, I will have some strength based workouts linked in the description if you're kind of itching to get back into that. Those workouts were designed with postpartum in mind, and they just will be using slightly heavier weights to work on start building strength through the upper and lower body in a way that's a little bit different than what we're doing here. They are completely optional, but it's just exciting that at this point, you now have the core support that I feel confident recommending those to you, that you're going to be able to safely and comfortably do those workouts. And again, they were designed with postpartum in mind. So it's nothing crazy. It's just some basic movements where we start to just lift a little bit heavier, work on our breathing, and build on what we're doing here. The postpartum program will still be your primary focus for core and torso and everything kind of centered around that. Those are going to be focused on like full body, upper body, lower body, in a way that's a little bit different. So those are there for you as a suggestion if you would like to do them. If you're doing this 2 to 3 times a week and you want to throw one of those in, that is totally up to you. If you were like, I'm just going to wait till week 16 to start throwing anything else in, that's also totally okay. I designed all of these workouts that are meant to hit the full body anyway, so you're not missing out on anything. It's really just there if you're someone who's like itching to get back to lifting a little bit heavier, or you want a little bit more to do week over week at this point, you have that option. So with that said, today for your workout, you're going to need your ball as well as your weights, and then we'll go ahead and start laying on your back. So coming all the way down, feet will be up on your mat, stacked right underneath your knees. Bring your hands down by your side, and then just find a nice comfortable position coming into your body here. We'll start to windshield wipe your knees side to side, releasing your lower back. Exhaling back through center. And then one more time each way, just nice and gentle. And other side. We'll bring everything back through center here, and then go ahead and find your neutral spine. So we're acknowledging that tailbone is heavy, rib cage is heavy, our lower back has a slight little gap here. Hands are down by your side. Couple leg lifts to start, and then we'll find our toe taps. So trying to keep your neutral spine here. Inhale. Exhale, lift right leg to tabletop. Inhale, lower. Exhale, left leg. So stabilizing through your hips. This might even feel easy to you at this point, which is so exciting because I'm sure the first time we did this, it was like a little bit of a challenge. If it still feels like a challenge, that's totally fine. It always will be a little bit, but it's just fun to see your body start to get stronger and adjust. I keep hitting my plant. Gotta move that. Go one more time each way. And then go ahead and bring both feet down to the ground here. Resituate yourself. And then we bring both legs to tabletop. So right leg finds tabletop, left leg finds tabletop. To start, you have your neutral spine. If this still feels a little unstable to you, like you need a little more support, I want you to tuck the pelvis under. So you find a little bit more of a flatter lower back and engage through the core. So that will just help you feel a little bit more supported. If the neutral spine is feeling okay, like you don't have to tuck your pelvis and you're still not feeling it in your lower back, stay right here. Hands support you down by your side. Inhale, left toes tap down. Exhale, pull them back up. Inhale, right toes. Exhale, lift. Trying to keep the knees right over the hips and your shins parallel to the ground. If at any point in doing this, even if you started in that neutral spine, if you start to feel your lower back pulling up, your toes don't have to go all the way down to the mat, or find that gentle tuck of the pelvis, thinking a little bit more flat lower back to stabilize your core a little bit more there. We'll go last one each way. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Right side. Good. Keeping the legs here in tabletop, bring your hands out to the side in a nice wide T position. I don't have quite as much room on my right side, but you're going to zip your legs together like you have one strong leg. On an inhale, legs will go over to the left so that your thigh rests on the ground here. Should feel really nice. And then on your exhale, pull both legs back to tabletop. Other side, both knees fall to the right. Inhale. As far down as it's comfortable for you. And then on your exhale, all the way back up. So if you want to bring the legs over so that the thigh is touching the ground, you can. If that's feeling like it's too much on your back or anything like that, toes can just tap, legs can just come halfway down. Range of motion is up to you. Let's go last one this way. Good. Back through center. Hug the knees in. So starting to challenge your obliques there a little bit, having to work with your breath, and then also really just opening up through your torso, through the mid back. Bringing it down, coming back down into old faithful pelvic tilt. Hands are down by your side. We start to find our inhale. On your exhale, hips towards your ribs, belly button in, the lower back comes flat on the mat. Inhale, reset. Starting to really make this a bit of a core challenge. All of the air comes out of your lungs. Really, really deep connection to those lower abdominals, pulling the pelvis up. Inhale, reset. Rib cages squeezing in towards one another. Last one here. We build it into our spine articulation bridge. So find your inhale. Exhale, imprint. Start to roll the back up, one vertebra at a time. Squeezing through the back of the legs. Shoulder blades stay grounded. Inhale at the top. Exhale, tuck and roll down. Upper back, middle back, lower back will hit last. When your tailbone hits, let everything reset. Exhale, tuck, scoop, lift. Squeezing through the glutes and hamstrings at the top. Inhale. Exhale, roll it back down. Really using your abdominals the same way to control the spine on the way down. Last one here, we'll hold it up at the top. Holding here, little tuck under the pelvis and really stabilize. Hands are on your mat. Shift all your weight into your left leg, left glute. Lift right leg to tabletop. Inhale, right leg down. Shift all the weight into the right leg, right glute, left leg tabletop. So, finding our marching in place, focusing on keeping our hips exactly where they are, trying not to let the hips lower or lift. And also trying not to let them rock too much in space. So again, we talked about this last week, but really squeezing through the glute. I think it was last week, one of the weeks. Squeezing through the glutes of the stabilizing leg before you lift that opposite leg to tabletop. Hands are on the mat to help you. Go for last one each way. And then once you've evened yourself out, roll it all the way down, one vertebra at a time. Releasing the tailbone. Go ahead, windshield wiper the knees side to side. And then when you're ready, hug knees into your chest or make your way up to sit, however is most comfortable for you, and find your ball. Grab some water if you would like. We are going to go ahead and lay right back down on your back, but kind of nice to just sit up. Take a little break with that. But grabbing your ball, coming back down into a position on your mat where we are in neutral spine. Feet are right underneath your knees. Bring your ball into your left hand and then place it against your left thigh. You're going to be making contact here with your hand and your thigh engaging through your core. Right leg comes up to the ceiling, right hand is down on your mat. Inhale, lower your right leg. Exhale, press your hand into your thigh, lift right leg back up. So this leg can go as far down as is comfortable for you. Inhale, lower. My plant is kind of in the way, so mine doesn't go as low, but it can go all the way down if you would like. And if you feel comfortable here, you can go ahead and lift left leg to tabletop. So this is going to take away that support. You'll notice how much more of a core challenge that gives you. Still inhale to lower. Exhale, press left hand into the ball, into your thigh. All the air out of your lungs. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press and squeeze. And you can control how much pressure you put into this hand. Only lowering the right leg as much as we're still not feeling it in the lower back. So just like our warm up, we don't want to feel that lower back pulling up off the mat. If you need a little bit more support, find that gentle tuck of your tailbone. If you're feeling okay, keep it in neutral spine. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift for last one here. I know this is challenging. Last one. Good. Go ahead, lower both legs down. Definitely a little challenge there. And as we continue talking about neutral spine versus finding that tuck, you know your body, but I want you to encourage you to start trying neutral spine as much as you can, even if that means not lowering the leg quite as much. If you feel like you can control it there, that's how I want you to work on stabilizing the core muscles, because we don't move around like this in our day-to-day life. We move around with that neutral spine. So just working on strengthening the core muscles in that position is going to be really helpful. Go ahead, bring the ball under your left leg, left foot. Right foot's on the mat, hands are down by your side. On your inhale, press your left foot into the ball, roll the leg out. On your exhale, press into the ball deeper, pull the ball back in. Inhale, roll out. So kind of like our heel slides here, similar work in the body, similar movement pattern. Inhale, roll out. Pressing down into the ball is what creates the work here. So if you're like, this feels really easy, try to press your left leg more into the ball. You might have to adjust it as it starts to roll up the leg, but really pressing the leg down as you pull the ball in. Feel what that does for your core connection. Go for last one here. Good. Bringing it in and then placing your left foot on top of the ball. So moving into a little bit of a instability or unstable. I'm having a brain freeze right now about which one it is. Unstable hip bridge is what we're going to go. So your left foot's going to be on the ball. Ball is going to create that instability. I think that's what it is. Words are hard. Okay, we're going to move. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press into the ball and lift hips up. You're probably like, she literally doesn't even know what unstable versus instability means. Trust me, I've been studying this stuff for years. I'm not dumb, I promise. Exhale, press and lift. So what's going to make this challenging? Same thing. If you're just resting your leg on top of this ball, it still might feel challenging because you're a little off balance. But if you want that extra work through the back of the leg, I encourage you to really press your left leg into the ball. You'll feel it start to kind of wobble a little bit more, but you should also feel your hamstring and your glute light up and build some heat. Inhale, lower. Trying to do this without letting the hips rock too much side to side while still pressing left leg into the ball for 3, 2, last one here. Inhale, lower, tap the hips. Exhale, lift. And lower it down. Nice work. Go ahead, find your ball, bring it back into your hands. We'll hit the other side. So the ball will start on your right thigh, your right hand pressing into it, starting with the foot grounded, left hand down, left leg up to the ceiling. Inhale, left leg lowers. Exhale, press your hand into your thigh, pull the leg back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. So if you feel comfortable here, if this feels okay, more of a challenge would be lifting right leg into tabletop. Might have to adjust your hand a little bit, but that is going to add a lot more work through your core. So we're noticing our lower back. We're noticing our abs, making sure they're not puffing out. We're only lowering the leg as much as we can control it. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 3 more here like this. Go for 2. You've got this. Last one here. Good. Bringing it all the way down. Shifting over a little bit so I can find my full leg extension. Your right foot will go on top of your ball and we find our rollout. So inhale, press into the ball, extend right leg long. On your exhale, press down into the ball once more to pull the leg back in. Inhale, extend, picturing the air go all the way down to pelvic floor, into the lower back. On your exhale, pressing into the ball, thinking of your core, helping you stabilize here, all the air out of your lungs. We'll go 2 or 3 more here. Last one, exhale, pull it back in, or finish up your last one, and then bring the ball right underneath your right foot for our bridging. I'm not even going to try to talk about it. We're going to be unstable and it creates instability. So hands are down by your side. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, press right foot down into the ball, lift hips up. Inhale, lower. So same thing here. You still want to keep your shoulder blades grounded. As we press up into this bridge, I don't want you coming up onto like the top of your shoulders into your neck. Keep the shoulder blades down. Work through your hips and your glutes. Inhale, lower. Exhale, keep pressing down into that ball. You'll start to feel inner outer thighs work for this as well. Trying to keep your leg where it is in space. So keeping that knee stacked on top of the ankle, keeping the foot still. Inhale, lower. Press a little harder through right foot into the ball for last 3. Good. Stay here for 2. Last one. Inhale, lower. And exhale to press lift. Good. Rolling all the way down. You can bring your ball up. It's going to go right between the knees for a little inner thigh work before we stand up off your mat. So readjust. Walk your feet in a little bit closer so you already feel some tension, some squeeze on the ball. Hands are down by your side. Flat back bridge. So we're not rolling through our spine articulation. You're just lifting through the hips. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ball, lift through the hips. Inhale, lower. As we find this lift and squeeze, couple things to think about. Shoulder blades down, again. But also the squeeze is coming all the way up from your inner thighs, not just your knees pulling together. So I want you to think about those muscles initiating the hug in on the ball. And then one more point up from there would be thinking about pelvic floor lifting as you squeeze and core coming together. Inhale, lower. Lots to think about. So just think of one at a time, making sure that that's clicking, that that's working for you, and then work your way up as it starts to make sense. Don't want to overwhelm you. Squeeze and lift. But hopefully over the course of these weeks, we've started to build that body awareness of what's happening through our core and our midline, where the movement's coming from, and all that kind of stuff. Last one here, hold it up at the top. Tuck the pelvis under a little bit more. Tiny squeezes in on the ball. Squeeze in and release. Exhale, squeeze. Release. Go for 4, 3. Equal weight through the feet. Last one. Lower it all the way down. Nice work, you guys. Take the ball out. Windshield wiper like side to side if that feels nice for you. And then slowly make your way up to a seated position, however is comfortable and easiest. And then ball will go off to the side. We're going to grab your weights wherever they are, light weights, 2 to 3 pounds, and make your way into a standing position when you are ready. So coming all the way up here, one weight in each hand, sumo squat position. So feet are going to come nice and wide and externally rotate. So they're kind of going out towards the corner of the rooms, working up the leg. Your knee is also looking out, and that external rotation is really coming from your hips. Thigh bone in the hip is what's directing that outward motion. So sit low in that squat. Feel inner thighs turn on. Think about your knees pulling towards the back of the room. Tiny tuck under of the pelvis so you're not arching through your back here. Hands come out to the side, getting into some oblique work, full body oblique work. Inhale, lift your left arm up and over, straighten your left leg. So big reach. Exhale, use your obliques. Pull you back down, sitting into that sumo squat position. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sit low. So that reach is coming from your spine, coming from your ribs. We're shifting your weight through your legs. Weight comes into the right leg as we reach, straighten through your left leg. Obliques stabilize and pull you back. Couple more here. Sitting nice and low each time. Feeling that burn through the inner thighs, through the outer glutes. Thinking about moving between 2 panes of glass. So you're not moving forward or back, just side to side. Last one here. Come all the way in. Stand up for a moment, let it rest. You can kind of shake out the hips. We're just going to go right into the other side. So when you're ready, hands come up, sit nice and low. Knees are tracking out wide. Externally rotate, knees pull back, tuck under the pelvis, no arch. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, pull it back in. Inhale, big reach. So really starting to play around and push yourself with how much reach you can get through the side body. And then pull it in. Shoulders stay down, relaxed away from your ears. You have 4 here. Extending the right leg. Let that right leg help push your upper body up and over. We go for 2. Breathe through it, heart rate up, a little sneaky cardio here. Last one. Good, bring it in. Stand up, rest. So that's a lot. It's a lot going on. That's why I was kind of short and sweet. We're not going to stay in that for too long, but so good to find that movement. That's a movement you're going to do a lot in your everyday life. So working on stabilizing and using your breath, using your obliques, really nice. Okay, next up, coming back down into our sumo squat position. Both weights will interlock. So if you're using 2, 3 pounds, you can kind of just interlace there. If you want to grab like a 1 pound or a 5 pound single weight, feel free to do so, but you're sitting low in your sumo squat. Weights are at your chest. Inhale. Exhale, press out. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, back through center. Inhale in. Exhale, press. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, back through center. Inhale in. So staying low in this squat, building strength in the stillness, working on finding this twist right through the mid-spine, right where your sports bra hits your body. Keep the tuck of the pelvis. Trying to keep your hips where they are in space. So that's your tricky part here. This movement is coming entirely from the obliques, from your upper body, working on finding that range of motion, really opening up through the mid-back, and then also strengthening your core here. Inhale in. Exhale, elevator abs, pelvic floor, lower abs, middle abs, upper abs. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. You're almost there. I want you to work up a little bit of a sweat here. Inhale out. Last one each side. I know you want to kill me. But I promise you, the outcome of this program is you're going to feel comfortable and strong in your workout classes, in your activities. And unfortunately, that means getting a little uncomfortable here, coming all the way up. Whew. Okay, done with that. But I really do want to push you a little bit here, just week over week, push you a little bit in these movements where it might be a little bit uncomfortable. I encourage you to push yourself. Even when it burns, try not to stand up out of it. Try to sit in it. Find that comfort in the discomfort because you'll thank yourself later. So with that said, we're going to go into a little bit of arm work just so that we hit that coming down onto your knees. We'll give our legs a break. Imagine holding the squat for the arm work as well. It'd be crazy. Okay, coming into a nice little high curl here. So elbows are tucked. We send the arms out long, curling arms up and in. We kind of really hit our shoulders there. So we're going to give them a break here. We'll hit our biceps and triceps. And then we'll come back down onto the mat for a little bit more work to finish us out. So tuck under the pelvis. We're constantly squeezing glutes and hamstrings to stabilize. Exhale as you curl. Inhale, release. Let's go for about 4 more here. And curl. Last 2. Last 1. Bringing arms down. Send the torso forward. So send your hips back a little bit. Gaze is down. Bend your elbows. Send the arms back long. Now flip your palms to face up. Roll the shoulders back. Light brace through your core. Stabilize and stabilize through your glutes. Open the arms out. Inhale. Exhale. Pull them back in. Pinkies go out, 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 making a V. Exhale. Bring thumbs as close together as you can. Open up. Squeeze it in. We go here for 4, and we are going to pulse here. Last 3, then you're done with arms. 2. Last one, out and in. Hold it here, little pulse up to the ceiling, palms to the ceiling. If you're giving someone a high five, lift, lift. Stay low here, stay in your hinge. Exhale, lift. Go for 5. Breathing through this burn for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, lower that all the way down, rolling out the shoulders. We'll place our weights off to the side of your mat. You are going to need them for this next section, but placing them off to the side, grabbing some water if you would like. Coming into our last little mat section here. We make our way down onto our left side to start, up on your left forearm. So we want to think about, just touch the mic, hopefully that wasn't too loud. We want to think about shoulder coming out of your ear, stabilizing through your lats and through your posture muscles back here, and really holding that still. Grab one of your weights. You've got that first. Grabbing one of your weights, we're going to go into a weighted clamshell. So the weight will just rest up on your thigh. We're lifted through your left side body, knees together, heels together, outer glutes, outer thighs. Pull the leg open and close. So you can even kind of press into the weight a little bit if you want more resistance. And closing out. Thinking of this movement coming right from here, right from the hip and glute. If you're feeling it in the front hip flexors, we can always send the legs back a little bit more. So feet are towards the back of your mat, and that should help engage outer thighs and glutes instead of the hip flexors. Checking in with your back, making sure we aren't arching the back as we're up in this position or collapsing. We're in a nice strong line from top of the head to your tailbone. And just working this motion from the glutes. We'll build on this in 3, adding in a little layer. Exhale, lift. Good work. 2. Finding last one, lift. Moving on, open the leg up. Keep the weight there. Extend it out long. Keep this external rotation. Heels come together, knees together, close. Gotta scoot away from my plant a little bit. She's cute, but she really gets in the way. Open it up. So you keep the same external rotation so that when you bring your heels together, you're already in that clam shape. And then close the knees down. Exhale, open. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. And close. This should start to feel really hard really quickly. Open it up. We have 2 more here. Extend. Stay lifted through your left side. Stay out of your left shoulder. Last one, open, out, in, down, rest for a moment, and then exhale, open, little press out. This is where we finish outer glutes, outer thighs, out. Out, go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. That was a lot of work. Good job. Tapping it out if you want. We are going to stay on your left forearm for a second here for some thread the needles. So another exciting little milestone coming up into our side plank. Right arm will reach up to the ceiling, finding your side plank here. Rotate under, reach that weight under, reaching fingertips back, and then bring it all the way back up. Press all the way down, all the way up. So feeling that nice wrap through the obliques, through your ribs coming together, pulling up through pelvic floor, lower, middle, upper abs as you twist under. Last one here. Coming all the way up and lower hips down. Nice work. You can come off of this forearm for a second, roll out your neck. Weight will come off to the side. We are going to come back onto the forearm, but if this is feeling like a lot, you can pause the video for a second if you want to get out of your neck and whatnot, but this is our last exercise here, and it is really good for your shoulder and these back muscles. If you're properly stabilizing here, it's doing a lot of good work. So bear with me. Coming out, left leg will go long, inside of the foot up to the ceiling, right leg comes up to the ceiling, and find the back of your right leg, whether it's your ankle or your calf or whatever it might be, find a comfortable position there. And then lift up out of our left shoulder. You are going to rock back onto your glutes. That's all I want you to do first. So kind of rock back like you're just sitting on the beach, and then rock forward onto your left hip. Rock back onto your glutes. You're like, what the hell? Rock forward. It'll make sense in a second here. We're going to get into some inner thighs, but we need to have this motion down for it to make sense. Okay, next time we rock back onto our glutes, lift your left leg with you. So you exhale, rock back. Squeeze the legs together, lower, rock back onto your left hip. So you roll back onto your glutes, lift the leg, and then lower. It's kind of fun. Once you get the hang of it, it should feel really graceful, really strong. Little stretch, little work. Strengthen and lengthen, baby. Inhale. Exhale, rock back. Go for last 2 here. And then we're just going to hold it up. Last one. Hold it here. Lower and lift the leg. Just lower and lift. For 4. Little shaky here. Go for 3. As close as you can get the legs together. 2. And last 1. Bringing it all the way down. Great work there. So if you probably saw that happening before we started this video and you were like, I'm supposed to do that? No way. And now I'm sure you just did it with no problem. It's a lot more of the mechanics, and you also will surprise yourself with how strong you're getting. So coming down onto our right side, bringing your weight with you, right forearm, giving our left side a break, bringing the weight to the outside of the thigh, scooting the feet back if that's what works best for you to feel it in outer glute, outer thigh, lift up out of the right side body, right shoulder down away from the ear. We pull from the outer glute, and then inhale, lower. Pulling back. Thinking I have a string attached to the outside of your knee and I'm pulling it to the back of the room, but nothing else is really coming with it. Your hips are staying where they are, your heels stay where they are, the knee is moving and the muscles are moving it. Hopefully by this point, just to kill some time while we do these reps, you have like 5 more reps, but hopefully by this point, you're starting to feel some awareness come back as to what's moving what, or if this is new to you. Hopefully this has been fun to kind of put the puzzle pieces together of what muscles are working, what muscles are stabilizing. Last one here. I was counting. Press it back. But we do have our layers. So next time you're going to open, extend out, bring heels together, and back in. I don't know why this is so much harder on this side for me. Open. That's normal if that's the case for you too. Bring it in. I'm already kind of like shaky. Check in with your right side. Shoulders still down away from your ear. You're still lifted through the side body, through the ribs. And close. Last 2. Out and in. Heel together. Knees close. Inhale, exhale, open. Inhale, extend. Exhale in. Close for a moment. Then open and hold. Little press back. Back. Knee back for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way down. You can go ahead and tap that out if you want. We're right into our thread the needle, just 6 reps here. So stabilizing again, lifting through the hips into your side plank. That should feel really nice and strong. And then reaching under, fingertips to the back of the room. And then lift, reach all the way back up. Exhale, wrapping everything under, lifting up through pelvic floor, lower, middle, upper abs, feeling the ribs squeeze and hug in together. And lift. Go for 2 more. Twisting and kind of opening up through the mid back as well. And lift. Go ahead, lower it all the way down. Weight will go off to the side. Again, if you need to pause for a second and kind of give yourself a little break on that forearm, we work our way into our side teaser as well as inner thighs. And then we're almost done, promise. Right leg comes out, left leg goes up, reaching for right, left. All my left and rights are confused. Reaching for your left ankle, rocking back. We rock back onto the glutes, rock onto your hips. So just practicing that motion one more time here. Should feel kind of like you know what you're doing from the other side. Lift it out of this right side body, rock. Next time, right leg comes with you. Exhale, rock back. Inhale forward, nice. Exhale back, just 5 here. Inhale forward. Playing around with balance and stability. If this feels really crazy to you right now, you can always bring your hand down. You can bend the knee in, but try to push yourself. It's so fun to see what you are capable of. Exhale, lift. I think this is your last one. Hold it here. Inhale, right leg down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Squeezing legs as tight as you can together for 3. Lower, stay lifted out of right shoulder. 2. Last one here. All the way in, bend the knees in. Go ahead, come into a child's pose position to take a little rest, sitting hips back, hands long, breathing into the back of the body. Finding your ball for our final bit of work here. If you are at any point too, I was just doing that, and I'm encouraging you to push yourself, but I do want to mention if at any point you're feeling like, I'm not so sure I'm there yet, I've mentioned it a million times, but go back, do week 9 one more time, build that layer of foundation before we come to week 10, and just work on it. There's no right or wrong amount of time to be doing this. So just wanted to mention that before we get into our last little bit of work. Ball becomes between your knees, hands come underneath the shoulders, finding a scat push-up. So the ball, we just have light pressure. Thighs are hugging together, walking the knees together. Big inhale, let your chest drop. So now we're actually letting our chest drop. We're kind of collapsing into the shoulders. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze together. Looks a little funny. And then on your exhale, press the ground away, pull the shoulder blades apart, almost finding a little round through your upper back. Light squeeze on the ball. Inhale, collapse down. Exhale. Inhale, shoulder blades roll back and in together, chest towards the mat. Exhale, hands press into the mat, shoulder blades press apart, rounding through the back, all the air out of your lungs. 2 more here. Last one. Now hold that strong pressing away position. Tuck your toes under. I think I said it in like one of the first videos. We're going to work up into our knee hovers. Here we go. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, press into the mat. Lift through the core. Lift the legs up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, think of your ribs pulling up, belly button pulling up before the legs even lift. I'm trying to take this work out of your quads and put it into your core. Exhale. Inhale, lower. Light squeeze on the ball. Last 2. Last one here, guys. So nice. Go ahead, take the ball out. Place it off to the side. Bring your left hand up to the ceiling. We start to cool it down. Roll out the wrist and thread your hand under, finding this shoulder blade stretch. Left side of the face can find your mat. Breathing into the back of the shoulder blade, really twisting here. And then coming back up. Right side, same thing. Opening up and threading under. Just relaxing, letting the shoulder blade open. Coming back through center for your cat-cows, hands right under your shoulders. Inhale, drop the stomach down, lift the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop. Exhale, round. Coming back through a neutral spine here when you're ready. Tuck the toes under, send the hips back into a little downward dog, pedaling out through the heels, stretching out through your calves, letting one heel sink down and then opposite heel. Really letting the chest drop, both heels drop down. And then we'll slowly walk the feet up towards the hands, deep bend through the knees, just letting the upper body be heavy. And then slowly finding a seated position from here. Butterfly, soles of the feet together, hands come to the ankles, pressing down. As always, you are always welcome to pause the video and hang out in any of the stretches or continue stretching after we are done. Coming up and out of that, and you are all set for week 10. Hopefully that felt great. And if it didn't, I feel like I've been on a rant about this so many times, but my goal with this program was not to rush you through week over week. It's to build sustainable strength so that you feel confident in your body moving forward into whatever else it is you want to do. So if that means doing week 10 and feeling like, I don't know how that felt, go back and do week 9. If it means doing parts of week 10, but then continuing week 10, there's so many ways to do it. And I have so much I could say about that, but I'm just trying to say that I want you to work through this at your own pace. You will get to week 16 when you get to week 16, whether it's at that mark or whether it's a month later, it really doesn't matter. You'll still feel confident and strong at your own pace. So with that said, you also have the option to do those strength workouts if that's in the cards for you, if you're feeling like that's something you want to do. If not, I will go ahead and see you in week 11 next